All right, let's get into it with Fox News contributor Jonathan Turley. He's a law professor at George Washington University, also a constitutional law attorney. Jonathan, you have today for Hunter Biden as sort of, and the DOJ, the culmination of this 4-year investigation into Hunter's taxes and his foreign business dealings, and yet he sits down today facing charges related to illegal gun possession. It's interesting.
It is interesting in a nightmarish way for the Biden family. You know, the most unfortunate words uttered thus far by Biden's in court was "rip it up." Those were the words of defense counsel when this matter became controversial before the judge in Delaware. The judge had asked why the gun charge provisions of the plea agreement contained a sweeping effectively an immunity deal for Hunter that would seem to hold him harmless of any crime. The prosecutors admitted at the time that they'd never seen anything quite like that, and the whole thing collapsed. And in the middle of all this, according to reports, defense counsel stood up and told the prosecutors to just rip it up. And they did. And this is what happens, because once you basically have a deal like this collapse in court and you break off any agreement with the Department of Justice, they tend to go at you full bore. I mean, they tend to go for all of the possible charges, and we're already seeing that on the gun side, and we may see that on the tax side.
Okay, so today's hearing, he'll enter a plea. The judge will tell him what's expected. And what do you expect from the Hunter case? Because the Trump case could go into December, if not into the new year. But on the Biden case, how long?
Well, the interesting unknown here is whether the Biden team will challenge the underlying federal law. This is a law that Hunter's father supported, and they would have to challenge it on the basis of Supreme Court cases that President Biden opposed vehemently from the Supreme Court. So it would be a bit of a reversal of fortunes, and that could indeed be their plan. They could be arguing that recent federal cases makes the underlying statute unconstitutional. That would create a rather interesting dynamic for the White House.
Jonathan, let's look at former President Trump now. He's on his way, or about to get on his way, from Trump Tower back to the courthouse in Lower Manhattan. His team seems to believe they had a pretty good day yesterday. If you listen to what his attorney said this morning on our air, take a listen to Alina Habba.
That's right. So remember, originally we had a decision that came down from the appellate division in June, which dismissed Ivanka Trump. And in that same decision, they also addressed the fact that there's statute of limitations and there's limitations on years that they can go back. That's obviously our position. This judge did not acknowledge it until yesterday when he said, "You just spent the entire day wasting my time effectively." 2011 was what we looked at. So it was great. I'm really happy that he acknowledged it. It was a good step in the right direction.
What do you think?
Well, it's hard to say how the judge will actually rule. That acknowledgement was important, although it is notable that it's rather belated. The Trump team had to go to court to force this issue on the statute of limitations. But if the court ruled along those lines, it would be a huge advance for the Trump team. I think that, quite frankly, yesterday was a success because the former president got what he wanted most, which was an appeal to the court of public opinion. You know, every time he is shown being dragged to this court in this long procession, I think is going to inflame people in the country who view this as a political prosecution. It will also thrill many. You know, that's the problem, is that we're watching the same scene, and this country is seeing two vastly different things. But Trump knows the public well. You know, he was the head of one of the most successful television programs on television. He reads the public pretty darn well. He showed that when he won the presidency. And I think that he views this as a no-brainer, that Everything about this case fulfills his narrative. You've got an attorney general who ran on the pledge to bag him on anything. She didn't even have a specific crime. She just promised that she would get him. You have a case where there's no real victims in the sense of banks saying that they lost any money. You have an extraordinary prosecution in size and scope. All of that works for Trump, and he knows it.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jonathan, we got to leave it there.
Yes, sir. Don't go far. we got a lot for you today. Thank you, Professor. Nice to see you.
I bring you back at any moment.
Right on.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.